Okay, I want to touch upon the topic of strength, especially because that's one of the biggest things that I have to get people in these Zoom rehab sessions or Zoom performance sessions, or people who work with me one-on-one, or information sessions, just one-on-one question and answer type stuff. It's the concept of strength, because as usual, it's been perverted in the health and fitness industry, and even in sports and preparation of sports and everything that's tangled in with all those industries. Massively perverted, hijacked, and again, the power of words, right? So in my opinion, from my end of things, strength is much deeper, much more than the size of tissue, how much weight you can move, how fast you can run, how fast you can propel an object, or how hard you can punch something. Strength is not something that's only linked to youth and youthful nature in our younger days, that kind of thing. The strength I'm talking about, and people understand this when they work with me, as far as the cause of all injury. When we get into it and you start looking at things that your body responded in a way that it needed to get your attention with symptoms, because that's all it's got. It's the language that it uses. It's the dialects, or all the different levels of symptoms and the different places that they can be in the different presentations per you. So when your body chooses to get your attention, meaning it needs you to change something in your life, because what you're doing now at that state of being right then and there is not survivable in the environment you choose to put yourself in. So it needs to get your attention now to make these changes. When you start to look at it, it's like the strength and resiliency and grit of the system. It's not about the things I talked about, or it's not about going to a fitness center and representing in a 10 circuit selection of moves, or Olympic lifts of some kind, or it's just, we want to spin it. We want it to be true. So think of this. Strength in terms of how your body adapts to its environment. The ability to manage forces. What the hell's that? Just simply walking. Think about the amount of force that comes in through your legs when you're walking. Even just sitting. Because we have this obsession with sitting right. Sitting correctly in the chair that you can sit in. That's the best chair. It's your ability to be able to sit in that chair and adapt to the forces of that chair. Even just sitting, leaning forward, the amount of force that goes into the low back, the position your head is on your spine, okay? Now think of the last time you laughed or cried, the amount of strength it took to propel those feelings and those emotions through your tissues so that your body didn't rip itself apart at that moment, which it can very likely do. And maybe some of you have come close to that when you've experienced something like despair, grief, and then also love and exhilaration. Strength, I see it all the time. I saw it, the single mother bringing her daughter through the checkout at the airport, meaning to manage the stroller, break down the stroller, organize her daughter, organize her, shed all this shit, go through, boom, 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 like she just ripped through it. There's so many levels and expressions of strength. There was a couple pushing a stroller and carrying a child, and the way these people were presenting, there was just so much going on at how strong this group was, at how strong they were. That had nothing to do with, hey, how much can you press, or how much weight, or what do you do for training? It wasn't that at all. Even defending, and this is a big one, defending your specific personal intimate values and your belief system, which are constantly changing, to be able to stand in the face of the majority of anybody, even family or close friends, and state, yes, I believe in this. Yes, this is important to me. Yes, this is of value to me. No, you don't get to manipulate me mentally. You're not going to get me to change. No, this is, I've tested this, I've tried this. This is what's important to me right now, or this is what's important to our family right now. Boom. And to be able to defend that strength in front of the masses too. The masses of being holistic freedom fucking idiots. That's who I'm talking about. I'm not talking about who you guys keep claiming. To be able to sit across from a true practitioner in health and medicine. And when these people get real, for you to be strong enough to be honest, strong enough to open up, not guarding and saying, I know this, doctor. I already know this. Well, you don't have, but for me, and then to spin, no, for you to sit, take in the information and be brutally honest takes strength. For you to be able to stare at a 30-year habit and be able to stare at that habit that's gotten you in a position that needed your body to get your attention through symptoms. People are going to call injury or disease, and that's fine, but you're going to have to change something to be able to sit on something that's ingrained for that long of time. The amount of strength it takes for you to change that. Damn. The amount of strength it takes for you to get out of bed at a certain time that you're not used to getting out of bed. The amount of strength it takes for you to have these difficult conversations with these people you choose to have relationships with, if you choose to have them, and they're important enough to you for you to be able to talk about those difficult things. The amount of strength it has. Go check out Dr. Cassie Huckabee's last post, or one of her last posts. It was strong enough to stand with or hold sensitivity. To be able to be sensitive, and go read everything she wrote in that post. It's fucking bomb. Because again, people think that being strong is not letting stuff in. Being strong is just not feeling. Being strong is being impervious to everything. No. When you work with me, or you work with her, or you put together these essentials and you start breaking this stuff down and you start getting truly stronger in the sense of what strength truly is, you start feeling fucking more shit. You start letting things in of, holy shit, this was here the whole time? Or, oh my God, I didn't sense that. Oh my God. You start to experience the sensations of life and the sensitivity that the system needed for you to be able to handle all the sensations and all that is this fucking badass trip called life. So strength is not being resistant to, it's being able to manage, not ward off, not fend off, not fucking Captain America shield off, but to allow yourself to manage that. And when you train with me in the capacity of what I'm talking about, preparing you to manage the forces of your life, you learn that during some of these moves to accept what the moves are doing while they change you, and you're on your 3,000th repetition that you chose for that day, or you're in your 10th minute of a specific position or something, to accept what is happening rather than fight what is happening, be able to resist, because that's not the strength we're talking about, although that is the strength that's being positioned and perverted around you, that no way to attain that unless you're 20 to 30, or unless you go do a WOD, or unless you appear to be a certain way. Apparently a beard and a tattoo are in the strength kit that they're mailing out to all these homes. So when I'm talking about strength, that's the deeper topic. And when you train true and prepare true, not only do you just heal from injuries, that's not what I'm talking about, and symptoms lessening to a level that doesn't need your attention anymore. And when you do have injuries, you increase your level of ability. You increase your level of life, because that's what truly rehabbing injury is, no matter what age you are, no matter what level you're at. Aging and decline are not synonymous, nor do they belong in the same sentence, unless it's just aging has nothing to do with decline. Declining has nothing to do with aging. It is your choice whether you do this or not. But when you train true, it's true strength that allows you to come in. It's what everybody touts, why benefits of sitting in a fucking cold tub and that being trendy and popular now. Everything they state about it, truly strength coming from one of the only essentials. Sitting in a cold tub is not an essential to life. We know this. Like, you don't have to fucking do this and you can be able to thrive and heal from anything, hands down, and adapt to anything. But motion is, movement is. Movement is at the process of every single cell, tissue, and organ. Movement is the one essential that weaves all the other essentials together. To be able to truly understand motion, that is your language, that is your unique expression of language that you started with, that you're going to end with, and to be able to put yourself into situations where you truly develop the strength of true strength. Not only will you be stronger from a standpoint of that tissue can be more manageable to whatever force is coming in, sure, but it's all those things I chatted about earlier in this video. You to be able to one, be clear of what's best for you, to be able to sense who you should allow in your life, or what nourishment you should be choosing, or where you should be living, what latitude, longitude you should be living, what you should be doing for a living, where you're getting your education from, the strength to be able to stand in your own 2 feet, your skin, your shoes, your clothes, your life, and be able to stand in the face of it and go, I got this. This is what's important to me. This is what I believe. This is what my purpose is. These are the people I choose as my crew. This is who I choose to associate with. This is what I'm plan on doing. This is the time I'm going to rest myself and regenerate myself. This is how I'm going to go ahead and do still time. This is what I'm going to choose to nourish. This is my movement that strings it all together. So what is strength? Something to sit with. True strength. Not how much you can move, not how much weight you can press, not how fast you can do this, that, and the other. It's deeper than that. And again, let me bring this back. Go to Cassie's, Dr. Cassie Huckabee's post about sensitivity and strength. It's brilliant. And then start thinking about the capacity you have to do movement and how you input. One of the most beneficial, essentials is motion, movement, toes to thumbs, your version of it. That's it. Back to L sits on the beach. Check this shit out.
Yeah, that's rough.
Strength. Cheers.